Federations of major European countries are interested in the possible transition of Russian skaters Veronika Zhilina and Sofia Titova. This was reported by RIA Novosti, citing a source familiar with the situation. Specific countries were not named. Both athletes are trained by Evgeni Plushenko. According to the source, the coach did not accept any offers to move. The day before Zhilina won silver at the Russian Junior Championship in Perm, Titova took fourth place. After the competition, Plushenko criticized the judging and said that his wards may consider a transition to other national teams. And he said the following: "If my athletes are judged the way they are now, there will be a transition to other countries. The transition of those athletes who are being judged unfairly," the two-time Olympic champion said. "I have the following statement: my athletes who do ultras are being given much lower scores for some reason. They give the judges lower points, even though the jumps are great. If someone else had done them, the scores would have been different. I looked at the printouts, an order of magnitude higher. Mine, if they have ribs, they can see right away. Other athletes don't. This has been the case for several seasons. I talked to the judges, the federation. I said, why are you judging me so harshly? Judge everyone equally. We are for justice. If a girl makes a butterfly, she gets A+2, and if mine makes a butterfly, she gets a -4. What kind of bias is that? Where's the fairness?" For the second year I am telling the athletes about it, warning, reminding. Everyone in the federation says it's okay. Not again. I was patient, but today I talked to the athletes, to the parents. It is most likely that there will be transfers of many athletes to other countries. Those who are judged unfairly. Do the guys also have to fight for justice? I'm tired. If the federation doesn't need us, we'll go where we're needed, Sport Express quoted Plushenko as saying. Representatives of the Federation of Figure Skating of Russia tried to influence the behavior of the coach Evgeni Plushenko after his criticism of the judges in the season 2020-21. About it writes RIA Novosti Sport. Prior to this, the relationship of the two-time Olympic champion with the bosses of figure skating were tense. The parties were constantly balancing on a knife edge, but no one moved to decisive action. Until now, the most acute incident between them was in the 2020-21 season, when Alexandra Trusova and Elena Kostornaya were training under Plushenko. At several points Yevgeny Viktorovich did not like the way his athletes were being judged, and at the Russian Championships in Chelyabinsk he even said that the judges were fed and energized. At the same time Atari Tutberidz's group, with whom Plushenko had an active conflict, signed a sponsorship agreement with a fuel producer. Taking into consideration that it was the representatives of Krustalny who won 2 out of 3 medals, including the gold for Anna Shkrbekova, there can be no ambiguity. So, both before and after these words, the federation representatives tried in every way to influence Plushenko's behavior. And the feud between Tutberidze and Plushenko eventually died down, the article says. P.S. The original wording in the RIA Novosti article was deprivation of accreditation, but it does not correspond to reality. Journalist Elena Vaitskovskaya commented on Yevgeny Plushenko's criticism of the judges after the Russian Junior Championship in Perm. There is a double feeling from Yevgeny Plushenko's statements to the judges. In fact, behind his words there is not the most pleasant statement of a real, alas, fact. The qualification of Russian specialists can be as high as you want, but even a superficial analysis of protocols leaves the feeling that almost all of them for many years have been playing their game. But there is another truth. It is that if an athlete makes a mistake, complaining about the judging is not the right strategy. This applies not just to figure skating, but to all sports where people are behind the controls. Yes, Veronika Zhilina was definitely the best in the free skating. For example, like Plushenko's girls. First of all, their excellent physical preparation. When you see a real quadruple jump, not a quadruple squeeze, it impresses and, to my mind, it should be reflected in the quality bonus. And to a greater extent than it usually is. If we're talking about the development of figure skating, you can't help but encourage this kind of thing. But Zhilina won her free skating program. So, technically, there's nothing to pick on here. Well, yes, the go and the second mark were not great enough. But I don't rule out that it was the result of the 9th place in the short program. Gave me a reason not to consider myself a favorite. If that's the case, then complaints are not too appropriate, Vaitskovskaya wrote in her Telegram channel. Producer Yana Rukovskaya, Evgeni Plushenko's wife, explained his statements after the Russian Junior Championship. Earlier, Plushenko criticized the judging at the tournament and said that his students might consider moving to other national teams. Evgeni expressed the desire of the parents of the students and the athletes themselves to change their sports citizenship. It is not his personal desire. Stop writing untruths, Rukovskaya said. World champion 1999 Maria Buderskaya responded to criticism of coach Evgeni Plushenko to the judges at the Russian Junior Championships in Perm. Earlier, Plushenko had expressed dissatisfaction with the evaluations of his students, saying that the skaters might consider transferring to other national teams. It's hard for me to judge the level of judging. Perhaps Zhenya has his own opinion on this matter. He is not the last person in figure skating and has the right to voice his comments, Buderskaya said. Tatiana Tarasova, an honorary coach of the USSR, reacted to the words of Evgeni Plushenko that his students can move to the national teams of other countries because of unfair refereeing. This is a serious question. No one is afraid of anything. No one is afraid of losing something good and outstanding. No one will be afraid of his kids leaving him. But maybe he won't have kids coming to him if the judges are bad at judging. That would be very bad for his job, and he works very well, interested and professional. When Evgeni Plushenko thinks about it, he'll realize that no one needs to know and no one needs to say it. If he thinks it should be done, let him do it, said Tarasova. Coach Tatiana Messina assessed Evgeni Plushenko's criticism of the judges. It was his reaction to the competition, because his girls rolled the free skating very well. I don't know what his actual plans are. He may have said it in the heat of the moment, or he is really planning something. But I hope it's just emotions. The coach puts so much effort and he may have such a reaction after a good performance. But still, one free program will not solve anything. We have 2 programs. Only time will tell whether there will be any actions connected with the change of citizenship on his part. I do not feel that the girls Plushenko is judged more strictly. But to be honest, we should analyze the evaluation of the short and free skating in details. How many points were given for each jump, what were the bonus points? Only after that we can say anything. As for the rest, I can't say that his girls were judged very badly. Muraviova was a good skater, she got her own points. At all the last starts, she got her points, Messina said.